Well, ho, ho, ho. No, I'm not talking to you three. No, never mind. Anyway, hi, hello, and how are you doing out there in internet land? My name is Brian Trippett. I am the Front Porch Conservative, and welcome to the Newsroom. This fun little thing we do at the almost beginning of the week where we get together, we talk about the news, our views, and we try to help each other get through this crazy thing that we call life. My name is Brian Trippett. I am known in social media as the Front Porch Conservative. Sometimes I'm called the fine fella in the fedora. On occasion, I'm called the common man with common sense. But in this moment, as always, even at this time of the year, I am also called your host. We are on Rumble, we are on Twitter, and we are on that quaint little alternative social media platform known as YouTube. So, if you would not mind, if you would please do us some favors. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so. Also, while you are at it, hit the bell for notifications. Let's make sure you're always aware when new material is coming out, even if it is a live stream or a video, whatever the case may be. Also, leave a thumbs up in chat tonight. Leave a comment in chat. Do all those things you do. Share the link around with your friends. Please help this going little concern become a going big concern. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, let us see who is in the house this evening. We know WWG1 is here. He's been providing the fun. And Gypsy's in the house. Mwah, hello, you gorgeous thing, you. Good to see you tonight. As always, let's see who else is here. Yes, the Red Baron does strike again. Indeed, he do. At the request, by the way, of our listeners, I have been asked to do my thing. So always and greatly appreciate it. Let's see who else is here tonight. AH is in the house. Good evening. Hat tip to you. Let's see who else is here. Intro song out of tune, or is my hearing bad? Maybe I'll check that out. Maybe something is wrong. I don't know yet. I do not know. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to settle into the room. We're glad to have you guys here tonight. Again, welcome to the Newsroom. This is a little live stream that we do on my channel to talk about some issues of the day and also try to laugh about some of the stuff that goes on. And we try to laugh through something that we call the merry memes. So we're glad to have you guys here. The intro song has an echo. Now that shouldn't be happening because my mic is on mute. So I don't know why that's coming through that way, but I will check that out. Oh dear, the technical problems we always have. Like two feeds at the same time. Bit disconcerting, but okay, we'll look into it. We will look into it. All right, good to have you guys here with us tonight. Oh, so nice. Wow, we got if this counter is actually accurate, we got a fair number of people checking us out here for the first time. Maybe you're out there on Rumble, maybe you're out there on YouTube, maybe you're out there on Twitter. Don't be afraid to say hello, by the way. Now, I realize that some of y'all might be watching on your television sets and maybe commenting is hard, but hey, if you can find a way to chime in, feel free to do so because, we are here to try and help you laugh, also get some stuff out of your system, and, just try to have some fun doing this thing that we do. So glad to have you guys here tonight. Always a joy to have you with us. I had a wonderful weekend. As you all know, I was doing some traveling, spent some time with the lady this weekend. We had some adventures and misadventures. We didn't attempt. We did. We made it to the football game in Cincinnati. Now, if you know anything about Saturday's game in Cincinnati, you know it was cold. And according to the radio broadcaster, it was the coldest game ever played at the Bengals home field. So very, very strange. Very, very strange. Yeah. So yeah, since he got about I don't know, 3 to 7 inches, maybe, depending on where you were in the city. I got to give their public works department a lot of credit. Now, of course, it depends on what part of the city you were in. Some places were hit and miss. Some places were very well taken care of. But had a wonderful time spending time with the lady, and had a wonderful 3-day weekend, and lots of joy, lots of laughs, lots of memories. So Always a wonderful time. Now I'm back here behind this microphone doing this thing that I do. So, and glad to have all you guys here with us. Like I said, we looks like we got a fairly big crowd tonight, which a little surprising. I mean, don't get me wrong. We always try to do our best to bring good humor and good information to you guys, but normally we don't get that large of a crowd. So looks like that may not be the case so much this evening. Hang on one second, 'cause I gotta see this for myself. One moment, please. Checking something out here. See this for myself. Let's see. Well, they must all be over on Rumble, I guess. Okay, all right. Or either that or the counter is off. Who knows? Oh no, they're on Twitter. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. It is on Twitter. Okay, okay, all right. So yes, hello, you folks out there on Twitter. If you're over there on Twitter tonight, say hello. We'd be glad to hear from you. We'd like to know what you guys think of the live stream. So yeah, quite a few folks on Twitter check us out this evening. Glad to have. Hey, we got that up to over 50. Let's pump that up to over 100. How about it? So yeah, let's see. Yeah, big crowd over on Twitter. Very happy to see that happening. So yes, for those of you on Twitter that are tuning in, welcome. My name is Brian Trippett. I am known in social media as the Front Porch Conservative, and this is the Newsroom. So glad to have all y'all here with us, and hope you guys stick around for a while. Like I said, you folks over on Twitter, don't be afraid to say hello. We'd love to hear from you. Well, yeah. Now, boy, sheesh, you got that right. You have got that right. A lot of things are happening. So yeah, we got some things. We got some things. We're going to talk about the Brown University shooting that happened over the weekend. Mike, who knows what else am I getting into? I got some thoughts about this whole interview in Vanity Fair with the White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, which that is just utterly ridiculous. That now I got some thoughts about that, and I want to hear what you guys have to say about it too. And you never know what else we might get into, so who knows? So yeah, for all you folks out there on Twitter, on Rumble, on YouTube, we're glad to have you here with us. You know, like I say, do not be afraid to say hello wherever you are out there on social media. And let's go ahead and dive right into some of what we do here. Now, for those of you who are maybe with us for the first time, one of the things that we do here on the live stream is we've come up with something called the Merry Memes. Now, if you're old enough to remember, cartoons on Saturday morning, you might remember the Merry Melodies that Warner Brothers used to do way back in the day. Well, we call it the Merry Memes. Those funny little memes that are educational, that are hilarious, that are sometimes funny, sometimes sarcastic, sometimes a little of both. And we try to share them with you to give you a chuckle to help you get through this crazy thing we call life. Good evening, Miss Lana. Mwah. Hello, my dear. We'll be getting to that, sir. We will be getting to that. Thank you for asking the question. But let's dive right into the Merry Memes. We got quite a few of them. It doesn't matter how old you are. We're always comparing the era in which we live to the era in which we came from, particularly the older you get. I am finding myself using the expression back in my day a whole lot more than I used to. Now, if you really want a good idea of, things then versus things now, think about going to school. How many school cancellations have you heard about these days for what seems like the most basic of reasons? Now, especially when it comes to snow. Now, in some places, it's a little bit different, okay? It's a little bit different. Some areas have harder terrain, so a little bit of snow makes a difference. However, I think it is fair to say that, let's be honest, if you were going to school back in the 70s, this is what you had to wade through. This one on the top, that's what you had to wade through. You were still going to school. These days, you get a little bit of snow on the ground, ain't nobody going to school. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong about this. I don't think that I am. These guys up here, they lived a hearty life. This bunch down here, a little shaky, little bit shaky. But like I say, Some things are not the same as always. So there you go. There you go. Oh, she's mad? Aw. Susie Wiles is PO'd. Gee, I feel a tear forming in my left eye. Oh, yes, I'll probably have to say a blessing or two. Now, one of the fun things that we do during this holiday season, and I say we, the collective we all love to play pranks on each other. Well, WWG1 sent me a really good prank that I can appreciate, because when you see this, you're going to understand why I love this one so much. Anyway, let's just go straight to it. Now, notice the sign on the back of the car, right? Okay. Y'all see this thing? Honk and flip my wife off. It's her birthday. Well, watch what happens next.
Why are these people beeping at me? I can't move. Did you just see that? They flipped me off. Is this another car beeping at me? Why are they doing this?
I don't know.
What are these people doing? Why are they flipping me off? Why are they doing this?
I don't know.
Now, gentlemen, particularly you married men out there, if you choose to do this and you pay the consequences for it, just remember one thing. I am not accepting any responsibility. You're all big boys. You chose to walk on the wild side. If you pull this one on your ladies, it's on you. I'm just saying that this could be a very amusing thing. That's all I'm saying, folks. But that's pretty good. So, yep, just stick that sign on the back of your car and then watch what happens next. Oh my. Oh, I remember I remember the blizzard of 78. My goodness. Back in our day, shut down the schools for 3 weeks. But before they did that, we had to walk uphill in the snow backwards. Got it? All right. Now, not all pranks, however, let me say this. Not all pranks are necessarily confined to the outdoors. There are some things, gentlemen, that you can pull on your ladies that have nothing to do with being outside your house. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, check this one out. Put snap poppers and watch what happens next. Gentlemen, once again, if you choose to do this one, you accept this mission, you're on your own. I am not taking any responsibility for what happens next under the roof of your house. However, do know this. The reward is probably worth the risk. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. There you go. Things we do. Now, not all pranks, however, are confined to the indoors or the outdoors or even to human beings. Okay. Some pranks that you find, you can actually pull on animals. And if you don't believe me, my friends, do me a favor. Wait a minute. Let me back this one up because this one's pretty good. This one's watch what happens to this poor cat. Zippy, if you're watching this somewhere, this one is for you, my brother. Look, I don't care if you're the cat or if you're the gentleman who may be down beside of her, that's just daggone funny. I'm sorry. That that's just too good. Like I say, it's the most wonderful time of the year. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and speaking of which, did you guys hear about what's going on in I think it's Northwest Pennsylvania? There is a controversy going on in Northwest Pennsylvania. And it's quite the mystery, but they think they're on their way to solving it. Um, an elderly resident was the victim of a hit and run up in Northwest Pennsylvania, and for a while they could not identify what happened, but they think they figured it out. It looks like Grandma got run over by a John Deere. At first, they thought it might have been a reindeer, but no. The tracks lead the police and the investigators to believe they're pretty sure that old Grandma got run over by a John Deere. And I mean, look, not that I'm necessarily the biggest agricultural individual in the world, but I am the son of a farmer. I know what a John Deere track looks like. So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's a pretty safe assumption. Looks like she definitely got run over by a John Deere. I mean, like I said, at first they attributed it to an attack of animals. Not so much in this case. Not so much. So I'm glad that they're finally sorting some of that stuff out. I tell you what, Twitter, you are blowing it up tonight. I'm keeping an eye on where the viewership is coming from. Holy cow. Twitter, you're like popping in there big time, man. You got like over 75 of you checking us out tonight on that fine institution over there on the platform now known as X. So yeah, say hello, you Twitter folks. We're glad to hear from you. Say a hello or tell us where you're from. Tell us what you're doing for Christmas. Good to have all you guys here tonight. So good to have all you folks on Twitter checking us out. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Really, it is. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. All right. What else do we have here? Now, let me ask you guys a question. How many of you guys engage in Christmas caroling around your neighborhood? Or maybe it's something that you do at your local church or your local synagogue. I mean, I don't know. How many of you guys actually do Christmas carols or sing Christmas carols? We're getting ready to do that in my neighborhood this coming weekend as part of something that we do on my street. And I'm looking forward to it. And, Christmas caroling this time of the year is something wonderful. I mean, for example, one of the great songs of the holiday season, Walking in a Winter Wonderland. I mean, there we are. We're all out there singing a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking under women's underwear. Whoa, wait, what? Hold it. Wait a second. Who rewrote this? What is this? Walking under women's underwear. What the heck is that? Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. I don't know where this meme came from. Like I say, this is just awful. Just absolutely awful. This is so untoward. How could they take such a beautiful, beautiful Christmas carol and do this to it? I tell you. Oi, just absolutely awful. Just absolutely awful. My goodness. Like I say, however, it does have an interesting ring to it. A beautiful sign, happy tonight, walking under women's underwear. The guys are the ones belting that out. Just saying. Oh dear. Moving on very quickly. By the by, there is a new holiday movie that's coming out in the next few days. I think it's coming out just in time for Christmas. If you guys are looking for something, there's normally a tradition of people maybe they'll open their presents on Christmas morning. They'll have Christmas dinner, and then usually sometime in the afternoon or early evening they go out and watch a movie. I mean, I've done that on numerous occasions. I'm sure you guys have too. Well, if you're looking for something to go to the theater and see, I hear this one is coming out on Christmas Day. It's a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of FAFO. Apparently it's got an all-star cast. Donald Trump is in this one, Pete Hegseth, JD Vance, appearances by Nicolas Maduro, Marco Rubio, Caroline Levitt. The soundtrack actually looks interesting. Music by Kid Rock. I don't know how they're going to make that happen, but yeah, if you're looking for a movie to go see this holiday season, let me recommend this one to you. Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of FAFO. So something for you to consider as you look forward to the upcoming holiday season. Never let it be said that we here on the Electronic Front Porch are always trying to help you find ways to spend time when you're not here. So there you go. And speaking of movies, apparently it has now become public knowledge that Donald Trump, after he leaves the presidency, will be participating in a lot more films. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think it. Now, Donald Trump's a big movie buff. Always has been. He loves the movies, loves the industry. And apparently he's been asked to make guest appearances in certain upcoming films. Rumor has it that Steven Spielberg is doing a remake of E.T. Why in heaven's name he's doing this, I have no idea. Okay. But apparently Spielberg is doing a remake of E.T., the extraterrestrial. And according to reports, Donald Trump is going to be making a guest appearance. Matter of fact, there's a clip that's already making its way around the internet. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but if you haven't, check this out.
Omar phone.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know, folks. Trump looked pretty good. Elon Omar, I don't know. Well, good evening, you gorgeous thing, you. Hello, darling. Merry Christmas. Glad to have you in the audience tonight. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean, Trump looked pretty good. I mean, for a clip that's circulating around the internet, that doesn't look too bad, man. Tell you what. So, yeah. I've always said that some of the memes just speak for themselves. They really don't need much of an introduction. And I don't know who came up with this, but this is just, I don't know if this is what you call too soon or wholly inappropriate, but either way, have you seen this one? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I don't know, man. Look, there's a lot of reasons and a lot of ways I want to abolish the IRS. I don't know that I want to go so far as doing this. So whoever did this one, you're kind of, I love you, but I don't know. It's a little risque to me, but what do I know? What do I know? Let's see. What else do we have here? Oh. You guys have heard the old expression, if you build it, they will come, that great line from the movie Field of Dreams. Well, don't say that in front of a government official, because I'll tell you what, they really take that to heart. And I agree with the sentiment. If you build anything, they will come. The IRS, the DOJ, the SEC, the FDA, the EPA, and any other three-letter agency that you can possibly think of. So just remember, folks, whenever you get the idea that if you build it, they will come, also remember the caveat that goes with it. If you build anything, they will come. Just saying. Oh, goodness me, goodness me. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? Oh, by the way, rumors are swirling once again that Pete Buttigieg, the former Secretary of Transportation under former President Joe Biden, is thinking about making a run for president. Apparently, he is laying the groundwork for it, which, okay. He's talking to people, gathering staff together, doing that sort of thing. And the justification for his becoming president, I guess this works for him, but some people just they don't necessarily see how this is helping anything. I mean, he seems to believe he's got a chance to be the first gay president of the United States. And some people are like, not so much. Not so much. I tell you, poor Pete, he can't catch a break anywhere from anybody. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. All right. What else do we have here? All right. One last thing. And this is a clip that was sent to me. Lyndon Baines Johnson, the former president of the United States, was a very unique character in American political history. And somebody got a recording of him ordering clothing, and this got sent to me, so I thought I'd play it for you guys. Let's check this out. LBJ ordering pants, for what it's worth.
Hello? Mr. Hager?
Yes, this is Joe Hager.
Joe, is your father the one that makes clothes?
Yes, sir. We're all together.
You all made me some real lightweight slacks that he just made up on his own, sent to me 3 or 4 months ago. It's a kind of a light brown and a light green, rather soft green and soft brown. Now, I need about 6 pairs for summer wear. I need about 6 pairs to wear around in the evening when I come in from work. And I can send you a pair. I want them a ½ inch larger in the waist than they were before, except I want 2 or 3 inches of stuff left back in there so I can take them up. I vary 10 to 15 pounds a month. So leave me at least 2.5 to 3 inches in the back where I can let them out or take them up, and make these a ½ inch bigger in the waist. Make the pockets at least 1 inch longer. My money and my knife and everything fall out. Wait just a minute. Hello?
Hello.
Now, another thing, the crotch down where your nuts hang is always a little too tight. So when you make them up, give me 1 inch that I can let out there, because they cut me. They're just like riding a wire fence. These are the best that I've had anywhere in the United States. Right. But when I gain a little weight, they cut me under there. So leave me, you never do have much margin there. But see if you can't leave me about 1 inch from where the zipper ends, round under my back to my bunghole.
All right, then.
So I can let it out there if I need to.
Okay.
Now, be sure you got the best zippers in them. These are good that I have. And if you get those to me, I would sure be grateful.
Where would you like to sit, please?
White House.
Right.
I just sure will appreciate this. I need it more than anything. And now, you give this boy the address, because I'm running for a funeral, and give him address just how to dress these trousers. So we'll send them to you. And don't you get the measurements out of them and add a ½ inch to the back. Give us 1 inch to the pockets and about 1 inch underneath, so we can let them out.
Now, would you like just a little more stride in the crotch?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here he is.
Glad you enjoyed the other.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Hey, little did we realize that it was so tough. Little did we realize it was so tough getting pants to wear, even if you're the president of the United States. Who knew? Oh, you can thank WWG1 for that one. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, much thanks to WWG1. Much thanks to everybody who contributes to the Merry Memes section of the live stream. It's always appreciated. And like I say, for those of you out there on Rumble hanging out with us tonight, yeah, this is what we do to open up the show. Memes for laughs, memes for education, memes for whatever. Now, if you're on Twitter or if you're on Rumble or you're on that quaint little alternative social media platform known as YouTube, hey, see this right down here? This is my handle on Twitter. If you find a meme or even a subject that you think we ought to be talking about, by all means, tag me on Twitter. My DMs are open. If you want to send it in a DM, the host obviously reserves the right to use or not use what you contribute, as I have final editorial control over what is put on my live stream. But hey, more often than not, what you send in sends its way up here. So yeah, if you got a meme or you got a story, it's like, hey, let's talk about this. Throw it in the mix. Let's see what happens. But yeah, we definitely try to start these live streams with some laughter. All right, let's get down to some business here. And I got a couple of subjects I want to go over tonight at the minimum. Oh, by the way, this Thursday night, an old friend of the channel is coming back. We are welcoming back as an end of year wrap up on all things economics, a dear friend of the channel. We are hosting Dr. Robin McCutcheon, one of our absolute favorite guests, a regular here on the Electronic Front Porch. And she's going to stop by for an end of year review of all things economics in 2025 and look ahead to 2026. And Doc, if you're listening to this, I will get you the list of subjects I want to talk about. It'll probably be by email tonight, but I will have them over to you. So yeah, we're going to get together. We're going to do some chatting, see how things go. And yeah, come hang out with us this Thursday night at 7 o'clock for chatting on the porch with Dr. Robin McCutcheon. All right, let us get down to business, ladies and gentlemen. As I'm sure by now you have heard, there was, oh, well, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Wait a second. Good night, Mr. has sent a super chat of $9.99. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Thank you, good night, Mr. To Fedora Nation. To Fedora Nation indeed. Thank you for that Thank you for that super chat, sir. We greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. All right. By now, you guys have heard about the shooting that has taken place at Brown University over the weekend. And I was talking about this with the lady last night, and she was kind of catching up on things going on in the world. She said, well, what happened? I said, well, as I understand it, there were a group of students that got together for a study session. Finals were coming up. And they got together, I guess, a group of about, I don't know, 20, 30 of them, maybe. You know, I also think her number as high as 40 that got together in this one study area to, to go over stuff for a final that they're getting ready to take. And a shooter walked in, started opening up, sprayed the place down with bullets, injured 9, killed 2. The 2 individuals whose names have been released that unfortunately lost their lives. This is from CBS News. Brown University shooting victims identified as Ella Cook and Muhammad Aziz. Now, for those of y'all listening on Twitter, this is where my West Virginia pronunciation comes in. Umar Zakov. Okay, we got through that. Anyway, an article by Sarah Lynch Baldwin on CBS News. The 2 people who were killed in a shooting at Brown University on Saturday have been identified as students Ella Cook and Muhammad Aziz Zakov. The shooting took place in a classroom on the university campus of Providence, Rhode Island on Saturday. According to authorities, at least 9 other people were wounded. Authorities have released photos and videos of a possible suspect and offered a reward as the manhunt continues. The school said in a statement that, quote, local police have been advised they do not believe there's any immediate threat to Brown or the local community. Many students stopped by a makeshift memorial to remember the victims before leaving for winter break. It's just heartbreaking for the community. We're all really in shock right now, said student Jack Cox told CBS News Boston. And here's a picture of both of them. Just absolutely tragic. Absolutely tragic. But But yeah, truly awful. Now, as you guys know, or you will often hear me use the expression, I have questions. And frankly, and I know this audience, okay? When I say I know this audience, I know you guys. You guys are some of the best news hounds I have ever seen. Okay? And by that I mean this. You get a hold of a piece of information and you will turn it over, you will twist it inside out, you will absolutely just like a dog on a bone, you will gnaw on that until you finally get satisfied. And if you're not satisfied with that piece of information, you're going out looking for something else. Yeah, exactly. I got a ton of questions. And matter of fact, I'd like to hear from you guys what your questions are about this, because I'd like to discuss this. I really would. I mean, don't get me wrong. I try to do as much research as I can in the time that I've got. I mean, I got back from Cincinnati Monday evening, and I've looked into this a little bit, but I'd like to hear from you guys. What questions do you have about this? Here are some of mine. Okay. And some of this you guys have already talked about. Okay. Or you're already thinking, or you've already mentioned it. The only surveillance that we've got at this point, let me see if I can pull up the surveillance that CBS refers to in this. Let me see. Have we got it here? Have we got it here? Yeah. Okay. The only video we've seen so far, okay, the only video we've seen so far is from outside of the campus on the streets. Matter of fact, let me see here. One moment. Yeah, here we go. Here's the video that we've got so far. Okay, here's one of them. Here's the supposed shooter walking across the street. Okay. And keep in mind, what you're seeing comes off of a Ring doorbell camera. Okay. Here's another one. Walking around, kind of looking around, supposedly this is the shooter. Okay. Notice. Okay. Here's another one. All right. That's it. That's all we've got. Now, the authorities say that there's other video from inside the campus, inside the buildings, but it doesn't show you anything. Well, how do you know that? My question is, look, if you feel confident enough that the person that I just showed you in these videos is the actual assailant, okay, then let's see the other video. I mean, look, at this point, it's not like we don't know something happened. It's not like we don't know the kids were shot, injured, or killed. What good does it do you to not release those videos? Why are you withholding them? Okay. Well, now see, this is a question I'm asking. By the way, my 88-year-old mother, who I visited with briefly yesterday, she's asking the same question. She's like, you mean to tell me that there's no cameras on campus? I said, Mom, there's cameras everywhere. I mean, like I say, I've got a ton of questions. Let me see what you guys are saying about this. Let's see. Hang on. Looking around. Good night, Mister says, I've been on that campus before and they're notorious for surveillance. I'll leave it right there. Well, exactly. How come we don't have video of him walking into the building? How come we don't have video of him in the building? Why don't we have video of him leaving the building? If there are that many cameras, I mean, Brown University, for those of you who do not know, Brown University is one of the great Ivy League institutions. Harvard, Yale, Brown, Princeton. Okay. It's not like they don't have money for cameras. Why do we not have video of this guy going into the building, coming out of the building, etc.? I mean, you're showing us him on the streets. Okay, fine. Why don't you release any of the video of him actually just before and just after the act? I mean, I can understand in one sense not releasing the video of the act itself. I kind of get that. I mean, you know, you don't want the victims to go through the trauma again. All right, I can respect that. But you're not helping anybody here. Okay, let's see what other questions have you got. Lana says, what did or did he yell before? That's another question. Allegedly, this person, man or woman, we don't know yet. Allegedly, this person yelled out, "Allahu Akbar." Was this an act of terrorism? And this gets to another question. Of the two individuals killed, one of them is very, very prominent. I'll explain why here in a minute. Let's see what other questions have you guys have got. Let's see. He was wearing a shirt from Brown University. Trump called Marjorie Taylor Greene Marjorie Trader Brown. Thoughts? I have no idea. I hadn't even put that thought together, but that's interesting. Maybe the guy's trying to send a message. I don't know. Possible. That's a reasonable question to ask. Yeah, Gypsy. Yeah, hang on. Let me get Gypsy's comment up here. Hang on one second. Yeah. Now here's something interesting. Now the reports say that 2 people were killed. We know who they are. 9 others were injured. Would it surprise you to know that 2 of the people who were injured were the following? 2 students who survived the shooting at Brown University in Rhode Island tonight also supposedly survived 2 other well-known mass shootings. Zoe Weissman, a Parkland survivor, and now Mia Tretta, a hardcore gun control and anti-Second Amendment activist who has met with disgraced former President Joe Biden and happened to be there tonight. Both have already been making the rounds on CNN and MSDNC, pushing the gun control agenda in the immediate aftermath of surviving yet another mass shooting. Does anyone actually believe that this is a coincidence? We're talking about 2 completely different parts of the country, 2 allegedly repeat survivors of mass shootings years apart from another. Call me a conspiracy theorist, guys, but this something just isn't right about it. This is a post from Joshua Hall. He's a social media person on YouTube, on Twitter. 9 people are injured. 2 of the survivors both happen to be individuals who have also survived previous mass shootings. That's a little weird. Let's see, what other questions have we got? Let's see. What else have we got here? Getting Salty. And Salty, hang on a second. I saw you sent something by way of a link. Let's see what this is. One moment, please. See if he's memeing or contributing to this. Well, you know, Salty, you're not wrong about this, my friend. We've got Hubble telescopes that can see stars 4.5 billion light years away, but on a college campus, we can't even get a clear picture of somebody 10 feet in front of us. You're not wrong, my friend. You're not wrong at all. You're not wrong at all, my friend. All right, let's see what else we have here. Who else has got questions? Well, here's another good point. Millions of dollars in cybersecurity training. We have no audio or solid video of the incident. Again, why do we have no video of what actually took place in the building? I mean, look, if you don't want to show the assailant shooting the place up and killing and injuring these kids, okay, I can understand that. But you have no video of him going in or out. Well, he or she, you have no video of the assailant going in or out of the building? Well, we're working in cooperation. Okay, but what does that do? Okay, you can still work in cooperation with, federal and state authorities and city authorities if you wish, and still help your investigation. Put it out there, but you're not doing it. All right, what else? Well, hello, Pate. They learn they can get cover ups, so they just keep on going. Hey, not wrong. Here's a great question. I totally agree with this. That's WWG1. You are not wrong, my friend. You are not wrong at all. I mean, yeah, it's just there's so much about this that just doesn't make any sense. And by the way, I'm not the only one thinking the same thing. Here's a question tonight.
Is a broad.
Hang on. The president of Brown University was at a press conference this evening and was asked what I think is a fairly reasonable question. Watch this.
Do you believe that Brown had the precautions and safety measures in place before the shooting that were appropriate and necessary?
Okay, now, in case you didn't hear that, the question was, do you believe that Brown University had the appropriate safety protocols in place before this shooting took place? Now, here is her answer.
I do. And in fact, I'm glad you mentioned the sirens because I think there's been some misinformation about that. We have two security systems that we can activate in a time of an emergency. One is a system that sends out text messages, phone calls, emails, and it was activated within minutes of the incident. Those messages went out to 20,000 individuals. So all alerts.
Which, by the way, that is not what she just described is not that uncommon. A few years back, which I guess would have been about 15 years ago for me, I was taking some classes at my local university, which, as you guys know, is Marshall University here in my hometown. And if an incident came up, I immediately got a text message. And it's definitely different from way back in the day when I was an undergraduate student. But yeah, I mean, so what the president is describing, this Christina, what is her name? Christina Paxson. Yeah, that's not unusual. Now, here's the rest of the answer.
We also have a system of sirens. There are 3 sirens placed across campus. Those get activated when there is a broad-scale emergency and we want people to rush into buildings. In the case of an active shooter, activating that system could have caused people to rush into Barris and Hawley. So that's not a system that we would ever use in the case of an active shooter. So,
just to follow up, it does say on the website when it was launched that it is for an active shooter.
it depends on the circumstances and where the active shooter would be, but you don't want to ever get people rushing into buildings that might be the site of an active shooting.
That's it.
That's my understanding.
Go ahead, sir.
That's my understanding. Okay. So the argument is the second system we have is a siren system that, if activated, is sort of the signal, hey, we got something big going on campus, find a building, shelter in place. Okay. But you didn't activate it. Now, I can kind of see the argument, because God forbid you have someone rush into the building where the incident's taking place. Yeah, but don't you think people have got the common sense to be able to hear the gunfire? It just, there's stuff about this that makes absolutely no sense. Here's another one for you. Okay. Let me see. Have I got the clip from Mark Halperin? Do I have this? Hang on. Well, okay. Somebody asked the question, how do I know what was being yelled or what was not being yelled? Well, again, Gypsy, that's not a bad response. I agree with you. If you design that siren system to be kind of like the general warning, hey, we got something going down on campus. We need you guys to shelter in place. And you don't use it, then what's the point of having it? Now, someone, I think it was Lana, asked the question, what was this person yelling or not yelling? Well, somebody's asking the same thing. Caroline Wren, a Republican strategist. Take a listen to what she's got to say, folks.
The police did a press conference yesterday, and they would not confirm what the shooter yelled out before he started shooting. So you had a room of 60 students, 11 which have been shot, 2 are now dead. But that means that there are, at least they said somewhere around 60, 40 students who are in there who could confirm what this man shot. At least 5 students that I have seen have confirmed on the record in media interviews saying that he yelled Allahu Akbar. Well, I think that that's pretty relative information. I think that that would matter as there's a massive search for the shooter. Did he yell Allahu Akbar? Because then we should be looking for a, free Palestine terrorist. And Reddit yesterday, by the way, had to shut down the Brown University board because Free Palestine students were celebrating Ella Cook's death.
Okay. I am not the only one who has reported this. Okay. As a matter of fact, can I find this real fast? Hang on a minute here, folks. Yeah, here's another one for you. What was he saying? What was he or she saying before they started opening the gunfire? Okay. Here's another one for you. Some people were wondering whether one of the persons who was killed, Ella Cook, the young lady, whether she was targeted. Well, Mark Halperin, independent journalist, formerly of ABC News, he's got some thoughts on that. Check this out.
Are telling me that the family of I just need to look up her name. I apologize.
Ella Cook, I think.
Thank you,
Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That the family of Ella Cook, the Alabama young woman who was a sophomore, has been told that she was the target of what happened at Brown. I have no idea whether that's true. There's other theories about why the person did what he did, but now that we don't know the assailant is, it's going to be harder to say. But if it's true that she was targeted, that's a big story because she was one of the most visible conservatives on that campus. Don't know that it's true, but probably most of you don't even know that that's being alleged because you'd have to follow certain accounts on X or have sources, as I do, who are telling me that. So, Amber, if she was targeted.
Okay, now hold on a minute, Mark. With all due respect, you're being a little bit snooty here, okay? God love you. I respect you as a journalist, but you're being a little bit snooty. Well, you wouldn't know that that's being alleged because you'd have to follow certain accounts on Twitter or have certain sources like I do. Hold up there, big boy. Hold up a minute. I've known this has been alleged ever since I started looking into it. And I'm not even a, quote, journalist. I'm just a fellow that reads the news. It's been alleged by several different people that Ella Cook, the young lady, one of the 2 individuals who was killed in this, was targeted. Okay. Why was she targeted? Well, number one, she's a conservative. If you believe this theory, she's a conservative, number one. Number two, she's also a high-ranking member of the local chapter of the college Republicans at Brown University. Now, you might say to yourself, well, big deal, she's a college Republican. Hey, we're talking about Brown University, one of the most liberal institutions on the East Coast. And I'm not just saying that to say it. more than one person has made that allegation, and they're not too far from being truthful about it. Brown is notoriously left, more so maybe even than Harvard, Yale, or Princeton. Okay. So could this shooter maybe not been quite so random in who he was firing at? Maybe he specifically wanted to get this person. I don't know. It's out there in the ether. Anyway, laying aside Mr. Halpern's snootiness, back to the rest of his statement.
And again, we don't know that. But if she were targeted, what would the implications of that be?
Well, I'll start with a couple of things that I think lend credence to that theory, which is one, typically when we see mass school shooters, they don't just stop and walk away, right? Usually they keep going until they're apprehended by police, shot dead, or they kill themselves.
Yeah. Amber,
in this case,
let me just stop you.
Yep.
I should have been clear. She was the number 2 person at the Young Republicans branch on Brown's campus. So that's
okay. I stand corrected. I said college Republicans, Young Republicans. Okay. And TBA, it was Boston University, not Brown. But anyway, back, yeah. So Ella Cook was a member of the I guess vice president or second highest ranking member of the Young Republicans on Brown University's campus. Anyway, back to the clip.
That's why some people are concerned if she were targeted. Go ahead, Amber. I apologize.
Right. And the other thing is, if the police are telling Brown students that they are safe, they don't have to shelter in place anymore, but they don't have a suspect in custody, I think that also suggests that this was some kind of targeted attack. Sadly, I wouldn't be surprised. When I was on campus at Georgetown, I was chair of the college Republicans. I had to report multiple threats against me in my final 2 years on campus.
Are telling me.
Okay. We have an individual who, according to reports, yelled Allahu Akbar. We have 11 people who were shot, 9 injured, 2 killed. And the young lady does bring up a valid point. Why did he just stop with the handful of people that the assailant shot at? Why not just keep on going with as much ammunition as you got and just, have the place dripping red with blood? Was it adrenaline? Was it, because normally a mass shooter is going to shoot as many people as possible. But this person only stopped with one building, one group of students, got in, got out. Again, no video. This is just... Now people are going to say, well, oh, come on, Brian, you're being conspiratorial about this. No, I'm not. I'm simply asking questions, as I'm sure you are, as I'm sure all the people who are watching us right now. And speaking of which, we got over 80 people over there on X checking us out tonight. Glad to have all you here with us. Y'all over on X are thinking the same thing. The folks on YouTube are thinking the same thing. The folks on Rumble are thinking the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing here. This is weird. Beyond the normal weirdness that goes along with this sort of thing. You got a mass shooter who did not really engage in a mass shooting. Of the people that he shot, it was a relatively small number. 11 people were shot. 9 were injured. 2 of those 9 had been survivors of another mass shooting clear across the country. Of the 2 people who were killed out of the 11, one of them just happens to be the second highest ranking member of the Young Republicans chapter on the campus of Brown University. Allegedly, the assailant started yelling Allahu Akbar while the shooting was going on. And furthermore, we have no video of this person going into the building, no video of this person coming out of the building. The shelter in place system that Brown University has, which by the way, Brown University is one of the most highly surveilled campuses in the country. The system that they had in place to warn the students, hey, you probably ought to, shelter in place. We got a mass thing going on the campus. Irons never went off. The shooter was off the campus. God only knows where they were at. Now, they think they know who it is, by the way, but we'll get to that momentarily. Okay. Another comment from Caroline Wren. Hold on. Let me set this up. And again, it's more of a summation of what we're already thinking. Caroline Wren was appearing on the War Room with Steve Bannon and had the following to say. Check this out.
This hits close to home for me. I got my start in politics with the college Republicans at Auburn University in Alabama. And so this beautiful young girl from Mountain Brook, Alabama, got her dream to go to an Ivy League school, Brown University. And she was, viciously gunned down on campus along with 11 other students, 2 of which are now dead on Brown University's campus. And this shooting happened 48 hours ago. So far, we have 0 information on the suspect. We have 1 video of essentially a blob walking down an unidentified street. And what is amazing, Brown is a private Ivy League school. It costs nearly $100,000 a year to attend. And somehow a masked man walked into the lecture hall, shot 11 students that were there studying for their finals, then walked out, and there is no video footage. Where are the cameras at Brown University? This is unbelievable. There's 11,000 or so students at Brown University. I think less than 1% identify as conservative, which puts the number somewhere around 92 students. And somehow the vice president of the college Republicans died in this shooting. It makes it very hard to believe that this was not targeted. And why we don't know much about this also is because no one in the media is talking about it. I saw one report that said that some of the students in the lecture hall said that the shooter yelled Allahu Akbar before opening fire. Then some people say that isn't true. How hard is it to confirm that? I mean, did he yell that or not? You had a room full of 90 students in a lecture hall. So at a basic level, could we just confirm that? Because that might explain the motive.
And she's not wrong. And I have another question, and it just hit me. Why did the shooter choose this building, the lecture hall? Because according to the Providence Police Department and the campus police department, this guy was casing the campus before the deal went down. Okay? Why this building? I don't get it. I don't know. I have no idea. But there's just too much about this that does not make a lick of sense. Okay. Now, for the record, and this broke just about an hour ago. Now I'll pop this up on screen for you guys to look at. They think, they being the authorities in Providence, Rhode Island, they think they have a suspect. Brown University, Rhode Island shooting suspect has been identified as Mustafa Karbach, a radical Islamic pro-jihad student at Brown whose Twitter account has suddenly mysteriously disappeared. This is why the Democrat authorities in Providence, now that we're getting to an opinion, in Providence and mainstream media has been covering up his identity from us. It's not a very good look narrative for them. Karbach has reportedly now fled the university, is missing, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Let's see. What else have we got here? Let's see if I can find anything else about this real quick. Yeah, I mean, and all of a sudden, the university is taking down his stuff. Oh. I got to show you this. I saw this last night. Jesse Waters show on Monday night. Oh my gosh, this was good. All the questions we're asking and maybe some more. I'm glad I came across this. Check this out.
Okay, so we still don't know what this guy yelled. We're hearing multiple reports about him yelling something. Why can't we hear from any of these eyewitnesses? I've only heard one eyewitness say the guy had a long gun. And so he also said he looked the shooter directly in the eye, and then the shooter didn't kill him. Why didn't the shooter shoot the guy? If this was a random attack, he's just spraying bullets around, why didn't he shoot the guy he came eye to eye with? That's weird. We're also...
That's something that I had not heard, by the way. Anyway, let's continue.
Hearing interesting reports that the vice president of the Brown Republicans might have been shot multiple times. We still don't understand if this was a targeted shooting, and they're not giving us any clue about that. We also need to know, do you need to swipe a card before you get into this building? We're hearing you have to swipe cards. So was this guy a student? Did he have access to the building? Is he an international student? How many international students do they have at Brown University? It's been a very thorny issue, the issue of the Palestinian situation. There's been a lot of action, a lot of protests at Brown University. Does that concern them? Is there an international angle that they're concerned about? Still don't know about that. How about the one reporter who asks, well, we talked to a bunch of the residents and businesses that are a block away, and they say the cops never came to ask them for the Ring camera videos until this morning. So 4 days later, we're still not really flooding the zone. We're not flooding it with police. We're not flooding it with information. And the president of the university, I mean, everybody's talking about these websites being taken down.
Right.
And she has no idea. Right afterwards, in the aftermath, immediately, she had no idea what the class was. Right. How is she, the leader of the school, so unaware about the basics of this case? It's just frustrating.
It's almost as if they...
You know, and there's some more good points. Now, Goodnight, you said that you've been on that campus before, so maybe you can answer this before anybody else does. Does one have to have a badge to swipe in and out of a building? I mean, back in my day, when I was going in and out of my dorm, you had to have a key, but that was, back in the Stone Ages. But you've been on this campus, so maybe you can answer this better than anybody else. Does one have to have a badge to be able to get in and out of the buildings? And are those, if that's the case, are those badges like building specific? In other words, you're a student, you go to certain classes, you have to access certain buildings. That badge will only let you access certain buildings. It won't let you access all of them on campus. I mean, that's something I'd like to know, because if that's the case, then most certainly this is a targeted killing. That means the shooter had access to this lecture hall, and his card would only let him in and out of the lecture hall, which would explain a lot as to why he only went into one building. I'm just asking. I mean, again, if somebody's been on that campus and they know the answer to this, drop the comment in chat, because I'd like to hear it. I really would. I'd really love to hear it. Because, yeah, this is just straight craziness. Just straight crazy. Because, yeah. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'm checking something out here, folks. Give me 1 second. Okay. So, all right. Well, all right. So, okay, because it's been a little while since I've taken a class at Marshall. So you do not have to have a badge or a swipe card to get in and out of the buildings. Okay. Every campus is a little different. That's fine. But I mean, just like I said, this is weird beyond all imagination. Totally. None of this makes any sense at all. It really doesn't. It just totally bizarre. totally bizarre. I don't get it. I do not get it. And I will say this, and I know you guys have heard me say this on more than one occasion. You know, thank God for social media. I think it was Gypsy. Yeah, she had a really salient comment, and I want to come back to this. They still haven't realized how many of us have woken up still pushing same old psyops. Yeah. Yeah. We could sit here on this live stream, and you might be watching us on YouTube. You might be watching us on Rumble. You might be watching us on X, and wherever you are out there. And God bless you. Especially, like I say, I know I'm gushing about X tonight, but I mean, there's like over 80 people over on X who are watching us, and God bless you. You know, thank you for being here. I mean, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I normally don't get this kind of participation from X, and we're glad to have you guys here tonight. So thank you very much. But everybody, everywhere we're watching, we're sitting here asking reasonably rational, logical questions about this. And not just us, all kinds of people all across this country and all around the world are asking all the same thing. I will make an argument. We're probably 2 jumps ahead of the mainstream media in terms of our understanding of this story. I mean, it doesn't make what happened any better. Believe me, 2 people who were both on their way to promising, productive lives now will never have that chance. 9 individuals are probably going to be psychologically scarred for life because of this. So it doesn't make things any better, but it does give me some comfort that, that we have a place where we can go and talk about this stuff and ask reasonable, rational questions, and hopefully we can find the answers ourselves. Oh, here we go. Here we go. WWG1, I want you to know I love all y'all over on Rumble. You and TBA and Salty and and AH and all of you. I loves all of you. Now I know you're messing with me. I know. But no, AH, you are not the stepchildren. Now stop it. Oh, for heaven's sake. Y'all are just. Here I try to be accommodating to our guests over on X. And one of my, oh, you're showing us a lie. We're the stepchildren. Oh, yeah, they. No, I love all y'all, wherever you are out there. But yeah, this story is weird. Just plain weird. I mean, and again, well, Brian, you're just being, your normal suspicious conspiratorial self. Do I not have reason to be? Little to none of the information that we've got so far makes any sense whatsoever. Well, that's why they call it a mystery until you figure it out. But are we really any closer to figuring it out? And here's my next question. So let's say we get some more information that starts filling in the blanks. How fast before the authorities in Providence, Rhode Island sweep this under the rug? Let's assume for a moment that what is being alleged is true. This suspect that is currently in custody right now, this gentleman, you find his name again. This Mustafa Karbalch. Okay. Let's assume for a moment that what is being alleged is true. That he is the assailant. He did yell out Allah Akbar. And now here's some more information. Public info previously shown he was born in Lebanon, third-generation Palestinian refugee. Since his identification, Brown has removed or archived images and references to him from official online records, limiting what was. Let's see. Oh dear. So Brown's already starting to take this information down about this student. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Brown University's released a statement addressing rumors that one of its students may be the shooter. The university clarified the individual being doxxed has no relevance to the investigation, and that if they did, law enforcement would be actively investigating them and providing information. Oh, so it's okay. So they are quickly dispensing this is not the person. Okay. This is from Brown University. In the aftermath of the shooting, we've seen a harmful doxing activity directed toward at least one member of the Brown University community. It's important to make clear that targeting individuals could do irrevocable harm. Accusations, speculation, and conspiracies we're seeing on social media and in some news reports are irresponsible, harmful, and in some cases dangerous for the safety of individuals in our community. It is not unusual as a safety measure to take steps to protect an individual's safety when this kind of activity happens, including in regard to their online presence. As law enforcement officials stated clearly on Tuesday, if this individual's name had any relevance to the current investigation, they would be actively looking for this individual and providing information publicly. Okay. So you say. Okay. Well, you might be right. You might be absolutely right. Sometimes I am not suspicious enough. I should be. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. I heard today, so took people a decade plus to wake up to 9/11. COVID took 2 years. Now we see the BS in days. That is really true. That is really, really true. Wow. Oh my goodness. That is so true indeed. Anyway, we're going to keep an eye on this thing. And it's just, but here begs another question. Okay. And this is something I don't quite understand yet. I know that the FBI is involved in this investigation. Okay. They've got their field office out of Boston is helping out. But why is the FBI not more involved in this one? Now, granted, we're talking about the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Given their track record these days, in one sense, I'm not so sure I want them involved. But on the other hand, this is a major college campus on the East Coast, and you've had a mass shooting. Why isn't the FBI more into this thing than they are? It's a reasonable question. I don't know. I just, like I say, we're going to keep an eye on this thing, but I tell you what, this thing just stinks to high heaven. It really does. I don't get it. I do not get it. Just, I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway. So yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight. The other subject can wait. That can wait. However, there is one other thing that I kind of need to talk to you guys about tonight. And I'm sort of glad that there's a fairly good crowd here tonight of our regulars. because I need to make some channel announcements. And this is not having to do with next week as much as this has to do with next year. I have been giving some serious contemplation for different reasons to making changes to how I do what I do with this social media channel. And let me let you guys in on some things as far as what's going on with me in the background. Right now, for 2026, I need to start focusing on some other issues in my life, particularly my health. When I first started this channel, I had more time and more ability and better health to be able to invest a lot of myself into it. And some things have suffered in the process. Now, this is not to say I'm completely falling apart. Okay. But between work, this, and other things going on in my life, I'm getting stretched fairly thin. And don't get me wrong, I love doing this. I truly do. But it's kind of reaching the point where something's got to give. And it's also a frustration of mine that I cannot, in my mind anyway, give the kind of time and quality to this live stream that I would really like to. As some of you know, and I think I mentioned it, I've changed jobs in recent months, which I'm very thankful for the new job that I have. It's got a lot of opportunity, a lot of upside, but it takes a lot more of my time and my effort. And consequently, I don't have as much time to put into preparing my live streams through the week as I would otherwise like to. And I hate bringing a product that I don't feel is up to my standards out to the public if I don't think it's good enough. And you guys are probably one of the most gracious audience on the whole of the internet. You guys are fantastic. I have not one complaint with you guys at all. Okay. So this isn't about you. You guys have been supportive, wonderful, and you've given me reasons to laugh. You've made me think. You've challenged my thinking. You've made me better as a host. So this is not about you guys. This is totally about me. But for reasons of health, of which I need to focus on more next year, exercising, losing some weight, getting back in shape, etc., and also just having some time for some other things in my life, I am altering the structure by which I do this. So here's what's going to happen for 2026. Through the week, I'm going to go back to doing what I did when I first started the channel. I'm going to try and put up videos through the week. And that may be 2 or 3 videos in a week on random days of the week as energy and time allow me. Okay. We will be doing one consistent stream on the weekends. That's going to be Front Porch Brunch. Because through the week, I can take some time, I can research, I can, gather information, I can plan, I can plot. And that way, when I come to the weekend, I've got something good that I think is quality, and I can bring it to you guys, and we still have some fun with it. And I'm hoping that this starts balancing out, some things that allows me to focus on other items. And good night, Mister. Thank you again for the super chat, brother. That is extremely gracious of you. Health first, brother. If you're not alive, there's no stream. Well, that's absolutely true. And WWG1, I genuinely appreciate this as well. I really do. And like I said, it's not like I'm ready to kick off or anything, but it's reaching the point that certain things that I'm able to do are noticeable, and things that I should be able to do with ease are becoming harder and harder. And I need to step back a little bit and focus on me for a little while. And that's why I wanted to make this announcement tonight. Like I said, I love all you guys. You guys are wonderful. But I've got to find a way to carve out some time for myself and do for me for a little while. And you guys, you guys are that's Patty, that's very sweet of you to say. Very sweet of you. I love you too. Thank you, WWG1. I genuinely do appreciate that. I really do. Absolutely. Absolutely. FNE. No, I don't have a thing for Red Bull, believe it or not. I believe it or not. And this is so true as well. So thank you. I thank you guys for being the understanding audience that you are. So like I say, we're not going away. We're just going to modify how we do this. So in 2026, it's going to be videos through the week. Like I say, how many of them or on what subjects, I don't know. But it'll be videos through the week, and one live stream on the weekends, which, like I say, at this point, we're going to keep the same time and the same format on the weekends for Front Porch Brunch. So again, that's where I'm at. Patty, bless your heart, dear. Thank you so very much for the super sticker. I genuinely appreciate it. I wanted to share that with you guys tonight. As far as a schedule for next week, let me ruminate on that between now and Thursday night. And I'll let you guys know for sure what we're planning for the week of Christmas. Okay. So that's where we be. And since it's about 8:30, we'll bring this train into the station. So I want to thank you guys for being here tonight for the memes. I thank you for the discussion about what's going on up at Brown University. Thank you for all the super chats and the super stickers. And thank you for all the love. I really do mean it. It is extremely gracious of you guys. I mean, like I said, I'm not ready to kick off or anything. It's just that I've got to find some time to do some things for myself to make me a little healthier. And as much as I love doing the streams, I need some space. I need some time to go exercise, to focus on me for a little while. And we're still going to do this in some format or some capacity, but it's just going to be a little bit different, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, I want to keep on doing this for as long as I got life and health, because I love doing it. I mean, I don't know in the long run how big this channel will ever get. I'd love to see it become a massive success. But right now, time and energy just don't allow it. And the energy I've got for a little while anyway, I've got to rechannel it to another priority, or else I'm not going to be able to do this at all. So anyway, with that, Remember to come back this Thursday night at 7 o'clock, chatting on the porch, the end of year economics review with Dr. Robin McCutcheon. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. I love all you guys. Again, thank you for the memes, the conversation, the questions, the super chats, the super stickers. Love you all very much. And we will see you this coming Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And as we leave, remember the words of that great American philosopher, Tom T. Hall, when he said, "It's faster horses, younger lovers, older whiskey, and more money." Love you guys very much, and we will see you later. Have a good night.